So we are once again using calculator to find least squares, line of best fit. This time we're actually given data. What I hope you'll find a bit of a relationship between this and the previous question, but let's see how we go. So, first thing you would have to do when you're doing this, they want us to find Pearson's correlation coefficient. Obviously, you've been given the data. First thing you should be thinking is let's enter it into the calculator. Now, I've already entered it into the calculator. As you can see, the data's all there. I will just hit all clear as we do. Now I want to find Pearson's correlation coefficient. So I'm going to hit Shift, if I can find my mouse, Shift 1, and I want to use my regression again, and I want to use number 3 to find the R and hit equals, and it will give me 0.9743. So I'm going to write it up here, 0.9743. So that's my, sorry, I should write R equals 0.9743. Now what it's asking me to do is use the calculator. I'll hit all clear again. Use the calculator to determine the equation of the least squares line of best fit. Now, when we set this up, when we went to the calculator and set up which one we were going to use, it actually said that A plus B X. Okay, so what this is, what the calculator is actually doing, is it actually does the regression for both of the variables. So when we click on here, and if I go back to Shift 1, because we've already entered the data, and I can't find my mouse again. My mouse, there it is. This bit, there it is. Shift 1, we now have this regression. If I go to number 5, you'll notice there is an A and there is a B. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to use this to find A and B. So let's get the regression for A. So we'll press 1 and then equals, and we'll go, okay, so here I'll go question B, and we'll go A equals, and I can't remember what it was, minus 65.63. Let's go that, minus 65.63. And then B, we'll go back to the calculator, hit all clear, go Shift 1, 5, and then we want number 2, hit equals, and we get 75.12. So 0.75, 0.75.12. Oh, what the? 0.7512. I'm going to leave it like that. That's fine. Okay, so we've got those. Actually, I might just go to 2 decimal places as I did on the previous one. So 0.75. All right, so we've got our A and our B. Okay, so why do we need those? Well, if you actually look at the way that this is written, and if you think of y equals mx plus b, that looks kind of similar to that. And I can actually rearrange that to be y equals, and I'll get rid of that and make it a c because that's what I prefer. I could rearrange that to be c plus mx, which you should be able to recognize that that's probably going to be a plus b x. So what we've got is a way of actually rewriting our equation using these numbers that we're getting from the calculator. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to sub those in. So instead of y equals c plus mx, which is just the rearrangement of that, I'm actually going to replace it with the a plus bx, which would give me minus 65.63 plus 0.75x. Now, obviously, I don't like having a negative out the front, so I'm going to rearrange that and make it 0.75x minus 65.63. So that's just rearranged it. And there you go. We now have our equation of least squares line of best fit. So that's question B done. Now, hopefully you'll recognize that if I scroll back to the previous question, that looks a lot similar to that. So what we've been given is we've been given the data from that previous question. And now instead of already having those numbers, we've put them into the calculator and we found those numbers, and yet we still get the same equation. So everything is good. All right, so question C, it says, draw a scatter plot, and then you have to draw the line of best fit. I'm going to pause while I put the dots on there, because otherwise you'll just be sitting watching me put dots. So I have now drawn it, put all the dots on there, and put the least squares line of best fit. Now, some of you are probably looking at that going, hang on, isn't the y-intercept at minus 65? Shouldn't it be like down here somewhere? Yes, it should, but that's when x equals 0. X doesn't equal 0 there. X equals 160. So 0 would be probably a long way over here. Because if you see, that's going down by 5s each time. 0 is going to be way over here somewhere. So by the time it gets there, then we are going to be into the negative. So I hope that makes a bit of sense. Anyway, we're up to question D now. So I've drawn the line of best fit. And I have put the dots on there, the scatter plot. Now I have to describe it. So if you look at that, you already know that the correlation coefficient is 0.9743. So even without drawing the graph and all that, you should see that there is a strong positive correlation. Okay. I hope that makes some sense. That is one of those ones that you just need to get your head around a little bit, and we're going to talk about ways of drawing those lines a bit later on.